Hi, I'm Dr. Tim DuMontier, one of the orthopedic surgeons at Olympia Orthopedic Associates. I specialize in foot and ankle surgery. Patients frequently have questions about how to use a cast boot or a walking boot. Sometimes there's troubles with how to use the air inflation or tips and tricks about how to use them so they're more functional and more comfortable. This morning we're going to go over how to put on the boot, how to use the functions with the cast boot that we frequently use, as well as some tips just to make life a little easier while using them. The boot we use most frequently here at Olympia Orthopedics is this air cast boot. It comes packaged. I'll show you how to set this up for the initial setup, and then we'll show how to use it on an everyday basis. Boot comes wrapped up with the Velcro straps. You take those out. I just stick the Velcro back to itself to keep it from getting crisscrossed and tangled up. The front part, this little plastic, comes right off. Just has some little sticky parts, little Velcros that can be adjusted. The boot is made with a soft inner liner, and it also has basically little air bladders inside that we can control to air that to help for a perfect fit. There's an instruction sheet here, which is helpful as well. This liner can come out if it gets soiled or you want to wash that. Just simply wash that. Little hand soap and water, let it air dry. You can also spray some Febreze or deodorant to help keep that smelling better and more pleasant. When we use the cast boot, this is going to go on. Ideally, you can have pants either that are tight, that go inside the boot, or you can use pants that are more roomy that go over it, sweats that are able to zip and give you, easy access is a nice tip. Socks that basically go all the way up, like a sports sock or an athletic sock, really works nice to help keep the swelling down, and it helps the boot fit better. So something between your skin and the boot's really helpful. What we'll do, these short socks are a little short. What we can do is just put a cast liner over this. We just want to have something between the skin and the boot to help so that it doesn't slip around as much. We're going to open this up, hold back the Velcro part so it doesn't grab on. Fits in. The key, we want to make sure the heel is all the way down and all the way back. The soft padding just Velcros around. Put that on so that's comfortable. The plastic part, this goes over the front and it has little Velcros. Tuck that right at the toes, pad here into the front. The purpose of this is so that the straps, when they're engaged, that it helps spread the pressure out. You can just do it through the outer part of the snap. They don't have to be, or the strap can go through the buckle. Because it's Velcro, it can just go through one hole and then back to itself. Make sure that fits nice and snug. That comes around. Those can be adjusted to be comfortable. The boot is usually pretty form-fitting, but oftentimes down here at the ankle, that can be a little bit loose back and forth. There's different air bladders. This one's number 1, the other side's number 2. On this little dial here, there's numbers here. I'm going to tilt the boot a little bit so we can see. 1, 2, and then a lock button. So this rotates. There's a little notch right here that you can see the number through. So on this side, number 1, we push this little pump and it will put air into this air bladder. Fill that until that feels a little bit snug. Turn it to 2. That will be the other side. You can inflate that as well. And then you just put it to lock so that it doesn't accidentally get inflated more. When you want to deflate it, put that to the number side you want and push this little button that's behind the pump. There's a small button there that will deflate that. If you've over tightened it, you can do both sides. In general, once you air it up and it feels comfortable and snug enough, you just leave that and then you just slip the boot on and off. You don't have to necessarily air it up and down each time. When you take it off, again, just loosen that, straps back to themselves so it doesn't get tangled. That. Once you have it fitted, you can just leave the plastic part on and then open the whole Velcro out. This is one of the tips. Frequently, patients have some discomfort where this plastic is pushing right on top of the foot. You can see where it's fairly flat here. This part, if that's causing any pain, you can just take that off and just use the boot and just use the straps like this, and that's much more comfortable for folks that have a high arch or maybe bony prominence on the top of their foot. Most people do fine with this removed. If, however, it feels like this is too loose or not very comfortable, please let us know, because we can adjust these to fit more comfortably and do that, but it requires some trimming. So best to just let us know and we can take care of that at Olympia Orthopedics. The boot is called a walking boot. I think that I consider them more of a cast boot. They're okay to walk in, but they are not as comfortable as your walking shoe or your hiking boots. So if you walk on them a lot, you'll get a sore heel, or the boot itself doesn't have a lot of arch support. So often the trick is to take one of the arch supports out of your shoe, or an off-the-shelf insert, or if you have custom orthotics, you can actually put the insert in as you put the boot on and use that. That will make it more comfortable for use. The boot itself has a rounded bottom here, and it is a little bit thicker than your regular shoe. Often that can give patients discomfort in their back or sometimes the hip. One of the tricks is to use a shoe on the other side, one that has a bit of an elevated heel. That helps make that more comfortable. There are some devices that you can buy that go on your shoes, little platforms to help even your shoe up, called Level Up. You can obtain those through Amazon or online. If you have discomfort with your arch, or you find the boot is uncomfortable because it's so flat, you can just take an orthotic. If you have a custom orthotic, this works great to just fit in there. You can just take one out of your regular shoes or use a super feeder and off-the-shelf insert, but that goes in. Put the boot on just as normal. That will really help give support to the foot and make that more comfortable for use, especially as you start walking more and more. Okay, hopefully this video was helpful to go over some of the tips and tricks and to make the boot more functional for you. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to the team at Oli Ortho. Life is motion, motion is life. Hopefully this helps you get your life back in motion and get you back to the activities you want to do.